As a representative of BSN, today I am in conversation with Dr. Raju Adhikari. In this interview, we will be talking about skill, knowledge and innovation, and we'll also be getting to know Dr. Raju Adhikari a little more. So first of all, I would like to welcome you on today's interview, and thank you so much for giving us your precious time.
Thank you so much.
So the first thing I would like to know is, how would you introduce yourself and your role at NRN?
I'm Dr. Raju Adhikari. I used to work here in Nepal Academy of Science and Technology long back, 22 years ago, in 1988 to 1990. For 2 years I almost worked as the chief of the Central Research Laboratory. Then I went overseas for doing my postdoc. And since then I'm there, working as a principal research scientist in an organization which is called CSIRO, which is Commonwealth Scientific Industrial Research Organization. It's the highest apex body of federal government of Australia. My involvement in NRNA goes back to 2008, when NRN was trying to look into professional people to join NRNA. We bought this concept of knowledge investment, that as capital investment, knowledge investment is equally important, and to make this happen, professional people also need to be involved into NRNA. So we bought this concept of skill, knowledge, innovation, transfer. That's how I got to know NRNA and got involved into NRNA, taking this concept into some groundwork.
And your life story is truly amazing. You completed your PhD at tender age of 23. It's not a simple thing. So what kind of trouble have you had to face during your course of education?
I think in our days there was no such difficulties, I must say, because when I did my masters, I didn't really know what to do, but there were a couple of opportunities because I did masters from India, so we had this opportunity going and applying for scholarship for PhD. So I was lucky to get one of the CSIR fellowship. That's how I got enrolled into PhD. And without those days, I think PhD was a very big thing. So we always wanted to do PhD without thinking of job. So I was very happy to be involved into PhD, and I continued my education in that spirit. That's why I ended up doing so early.
And one other thing is that you are principal research scientist, so we can easily say that you have so much on your plate. Despite that, what made you feel that you need to be a part of NRNA, and especially if you focused in skill innovation and knowledge sector?
Once I was in CSIRO, I had my career rise and path almost in 22 years. I tried to do, got many of my research work in different diverse fields, from medical to light emitting polymers to agriculture. So as a polymer chemist, I was involved into multitask projects, and I went keep rising to my career path. And look back in 25 years when you have published and supervised number of PhD students and done a lot of publication and invention, you always feel if you could share that knowledge back to Nepal. And I tried to do that individually, but then I realized it is better if it is done more systematically and on institutional basis. So NRN was the best forum. I thought I could mobilize and use it to get this knowledge investment concept. That's how I got involved. Always as a Nepali, I want to come back and share what I learned with the young scientists, young generation people who are studying science here.
One thing is that you told that you are the chief of NRNA SKI. So what visible things has you done till now in the sector of science and technology?
That's a good question. I think full form is the Skill Knowledge Innovation Committee. It was formed in 2009 after NRNA declaration, and then we formed a committee, and it took us almost now 8 years to come to this stage. And in between 9 years, first thing we did is to make our team global team, and that's how we started connecting to people who are working, professional people all around the globe, and we formed a networking of people from different regions, and we brought them into a team under a ski umbrella. And as a team, we decided to take some initiatives. And one of the major initiatives, besides forming a network of our team, was to prepare a database of all the professionals Nepalese studying overseas. We call it Skill Inventory Project. We started that project. And secondly, we realized the most important contribution we could make was in the sector of education. So we brought this concept of distance education, open university, which was led by Dr. Pramod Dhakal from Canada, one of my colleagues. He's the project champion. There are other two proponents, Dr. ADHIKARI, Dr. Dona Shali from Canada. So we four put up this proposal to the government of Nepal, and you would be very happy to know that after 5 years of hard work and efforts and negotiation constantly with the government of Nepal, signing lots of MOUs, this Open University Act is finally come and was passed by Parliament a year ago, and it is now a reality. The university is established, the Vice Chancellor is appointed, so you can see that in 5 years, this is the first distance education. And why it is so important? Because in Nepal, you would be surprised that 20% of the people are marginalized. They never have access to education. They, for various reasons, cultural, economic, they never can go to school. So this education, open university approach will bring grassroots people who have been unlucky and dropped out from school to join back to mainstream of society and help bring some education revolution in this country. And that's what we completed that project. And my colleague, Dr. Pramod Dhakal, has left Canada and is here, has been working here for the last 8 years to champion this project. We are very proud of this. The second important program we launched is Nepal Science Foundation. We really wanted to take science to the community level. We wanted people to learn the application of science. We call this project Science for the People, or community science. The project aims to build the capacity of school and students in the middle from 8 to 10 to learn about science, and school has the capacity to equip them with the interest of science, and so that they can also go to the community and do some sort of water testing and small, soil testing. All this can be done with the help of the student. So it's the science capacity building in the school, then going back to the community at the very grassroots level. We aim this Science Foundation is working in partnership with various other organizations. I was also talking to ministry, university, they all are doing similar projects. So we want to take this project Science for the People to the grassroots in the next 5 years. And each of these schools will be funded and supported by Nepalese people who are living and who had studied in their school once in their lifetime, early days. So the first school was set up in Bagnum. It was a very ambitious project, and it was led by our colleague from UK, Hemraj Samaju, and he is the champion of that project. We are signing an agreement with him. So these are the three flagship concepts: skill inventory, Science Foundation to champion for science, and for education, distance university. These are the three major top programs. But besides that, we have our team at different countries. We call NCC. We are spread around into 70 countries. Each of these country chapter doing their individual project.
Very big congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That. And now I'd like to focus more on your works. Sprayable, biodegradable polymer for crop production. It is one thing that you have innovated, and I heard that from your conference. It is going to be commercialized soon. So, do you find its applicability in Nepal, and how do you think the farmers, especially the low-class farmers, will approach to this?
I think agriculture is a very high priority project, whether it's a developing country, developed countries, because food security is a big problem, and the population will be doubled to almost 9.5 billion by 2050, and we have limited land with limited water. So everyone is worried how to feed this growing population. And the current technologies which we rely to produce more foods will be banned because they are not environmental friendly. They are creating some sort of long-term pollution to the environment, soil, like for example polyethylene mulch film. They are used heavily, but they are not degradable. So all considering these things, in CSRO, our team also started thinking to develop an alternate technology. So this came out from that concept. We have developed a sprayable biodegradable water-based polymer which we spray and which forms a membrane and helps reduce water evaporation from the soil and control the weed growth by blocking the photoradiation. The technology is gone from lab to the bench to large farm trials. Currently we are doing some farm trials, and based on these data from the farm trials, we would then negotiate with the big partner, industrial company, and bring their interest into it, and then try to work to take it to the next stage of commercialization. There's a long way to go. Even going to the farm trial is a big step. Most of the research which you do in the lab, it takes 3 to 5 years, and then going to the field takes another 3 to 5 years, and then to develop a product from there takes another 3 to 5 years. But that's the right way to do it, and we are in the farm trial stage at this stage.
Do you think it can apply to Nepal in the future?
Well, I think this is, this technology is applicable to any agriculture country, especially where there's a water crisis, especially where they are using a lot of chemicals. Like in Nepal, I can see we are heavily relying on chemicals to produce more feeds. Our soils are becoming infertile and dead. So we definitely see an opportunity of this technology being used in Nepal. And once it is successful, we will definitely try to engage Nepal to do some trials.
As you said that it takes about 2 to 3 years to develop that technology in lab, and 2 to 3 years to take that technology from lab to land. So as you are an inventor yourself, what do you find the toughest? Is it the invention itself, or taking that invention from lab to land, or to sustain that invention for a longer time by understanding the market challenges and risks?
That's a very interesting question. I've been the inventor of 2 other companies before, but it was in a medical space. And that's a completely different ballgame, because in medical you have to go through very strict regulatories to get FDA approval. That's the toughest part. Invention is very competitive these days. So to get something which is very good, then what people are doing is a challenge, but it's not that difficult. The difficulty is to develop a prototype product and compete with the existing product. That also is doable, because until this time you are still working in the lab, not gone outside. But after that, when you really go to the product, a real product in the real sense, and make it competitive, that's the most challenging part, and it needs a lot of money and expertise from outside the world, different disciplines, different expertise. So, and on a product itself. So it's one of the biggest challenges, and sometimes you may get everything done, but if it is not cost competitive, you may not make it to the market. So the last part I see is the biggest challenge, where you need a lot of money and expertise and compete with the outside world.
One thing that the brain drain to brain drain, it was discussed in length in your conference, and is one of the hottest issue of Nepal as well. Recently, in collaboration with NRA and ASCI, this BSN conducted a program called Brain Drain to Brain Drain. So we have had a solid impact, but still we are far away from our objective. So as the chief of NRA and ASCI, what is your view on this, and how do you plan to tackle this problem?
I think it's not only, when I started thinking about this, I thought it was a brain drain, but I see the country is also suffering from labor drain. So brain drain and labor drain both happening in this country, which is very bad, especially the labor drain, because the people who are leaving are very unskilled, and they really have to face a lot of challenges to earn few dollars. But if they could be made skilled a little bit, it could be better, and that's what NSF Open University concept was introduced. Brain drain, most of our young scientists who have disillusionment here, they can't get good job, they can't get good career path, good supervision for their master's, PhD going forward in their career path. I think, but because of the global networking and accessibility, I see most of our young scientists also leaving. It's a very serious problem, both brain drain and liver drain. mRNA could play a big role because we are spread in 70 countries, and so we can connect you to bring to our countries, but at the same time we can mentor you to go back. And most of the countries, if you look in India and China, their government policies and they're becoming rich, so they are bringing their scientists back, or even if they are not coming back, they are bringing knowledge through projects, grants, collaboration. And Nepal is in a very early stage where we are very desperate to go out, and it's the time where the government is also not in a position to understand this dynamics of this complexity. But NRNA and government of Nepal have realized if we cannot empower our youth by stopping brain drain or even by bringing them back to countries somehow connected, we will be a big loser. NRNA is thinking long-term policy both on liver drain and brain drain, and we want to help them retain in this country, if not have their career opportunity overseas and come back. So we are developing, working at the policy program level with the institution here, and this is a serious problem, and I wish both government in Nepal and NRNA takes care of our youth, both skilled and unskilled, and help them, skill them, empower them, and all able to retain them. Human resources is one of our biggest resources in this country, and our country is very young. I think 40% of our population is young, in the age below 30. It's one of the youngest country, unlike Australia. So we need to empower youth, and on tomorrow we have a special session in NRNA. We call it Youth Empowerment and Science Technology Initiative. So if you guys can come and attend, we have invited experts to discuss this complex issue and see it's pretty much on the plate and with very great emphasis and focus, and it's a very difficult problem as well.
But surely the part of that content
Sure.
is something that we are all interested in.
Yeah.
And since you have collaborated with BSN, from your point of view, what do you think about BSN and what can be its potential impact on life sciences sector of Nepal?
I think BSN is a great future because biotechnology is one of the applied science. I see here there are one or two biotechnology associations here, and yours is one of them, Biotechnology Society of Nepal, mostly with the young enterprising people. I think there are a lot of Nepalese scientists who have gone, especially in Korea. They are biotechnology-based scientists. Most of them have ended up doing masters and PhD. They are bringing very good program back to Nepal. I met a couple of scientists here from Korea, very young, very smart, very passionate about Nepal, and they really want to help the career of the scientists here who are studying biotechnology. So what you can do as an association is to keep develop your network with the focus with the biotechnology association in Korea or in other countries, and get to talk together, and bring them on board and discuss about your problems and try to develop joint projects program, and they can help. They can be of tremendous help to you in your career path going overseas, or helping you to supervise your projects at undergraduate level or master's level, so that you can have a good publication that would then make you more eligible going overseas. So you should definitely keep a close networking with Biotechnology Association, especially in Korea. I know people, Devi Basnet, who is our regional coordinator of ISKI. He's very passionate about it. So, or other people I know, I will help you connect to these organizations, and your organization should develop a policy around to look after the young biotechnology scientists who are coming out every year graduating from this Nepal.
So BSN and NNS SK have collaborated once. So what do you think that further collaboration can be made between them so that together we can make our contribution far more effective?
Yeah, I think the first collaboration we had at ADHIKARI, and we might sign an agreement with BSN, is it's a very broad. It was done with the SKI task force, Nepal Science Foundation. But now I'm under that framework. I really want Biotechnology Society to be now connected directly to the biotechnology professionals. SKI is just a committee. Science Foundation is just a forum. We are not experts of biotechnology. So what we can use this forum to connect your society to the diaspora biotechnology society who are directly trying to do what you want to do here. And so we will help you connect to these organizations, and we will work as a facilitator and then a mediator and support you, get it connected so that you both have so much common as a biotechnology society on both sides of the world, so that you can really be able to develop then a concrete program and project to help your scientists here.
So thank you so much, sir, for whatever you have done and whatever you may do in the future, so that we'll get a lot of help and from this our just collaboration. So next thing is that we have traveled to different countries, whether in course of a study or work, and we have seen the standard of education in different countries and in Nepal as well. And we know that in present condition, our condition, we are lagging far behind in science and technology. But in the future, what are the possibilities and what type of future do you see of Nepal in science and technology?
I think you are right. The public perception, the government perception at policy level about science is very poor. You will be surprised, only 21% of +2 school teach science. That's why we launched this Science for the People campaign through Science Foundation to take science to the school. Government has realized that today is the age of, in 21st century, is the knowledge economy. And knowledge economy is driven by science and technology and innovation. There's also a buzzword called STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. Especially women, they have been encouraged to study maths and science. Everything innovation coming from science. You don't need to do a lot of hard mineral or product development to be rich. Nowadays you can develop a small software, you can discover a small bug or something interesting which can cure something, can make your company establish a good company, may become a millionaire. So it's a knowledge economy and everything is so. Government has realized that. So there is a discussion going on at the Ministry of Science and Technology about how to reshape science, technology, innovation in this country in coordination with the NAST and universities. And NRNA is also trying to be involved in that. At the policy level, I think government, even at the Ministry of Education, it's time they look back into science and make it more acceptable and put more emphasis, more commitment and give more support, both in school and university level. There is a strong realization, there is a strong pressure on the government and NRNA that how we make science practical, applicable, both for community, both for our young scientists, both and also for innovation, and make this country to move on the path of knowledge and make it more sustainable development. I think we have realized we're putting a lot of pressure. Sometimes we are very slow in implementing the policies and all, but science in Nepal cannot escape, or NRNA cannot escape from this responsibility. Maybe few more years, but science has to take a deep root in this country. There is no other way out.
So we are now at the end of our interview, but there is one last question that I would like to know from you. For aspiring student like us who want to be the future researcher, so what is your advice and suggestion to us?
Yeah, I come here every now and then. I've got a lot of meetings and busy, but I always love going to Biotechnology Society colleges, simply because I want to see the faces of the young scientists. I know how they are struggling. I know how ambitious they are, how inquisitive they are, but they are frustrated not getting an opportunity to see their career path. So that's why, even how busy I am, I went to Kathmandu Valley College the other day, and I'm going today, and just want to share, don't get disappointed. I think when you study science, even if you don't have a career, you will have a career overseas. And science is the only way forward because there is a prediction that in 10 years time, by 2025, 40% of the graduates employment is coming from science field. Globally, all the companies will be looking for people who have studied science, who have a science degree, because this is a knowledge economy. So that's why I come and want to share this passion, and don't get disillusioned, don't get disheartened. You have come this far studying science, you will have a bright future. Just believe in yourself and try to develop network and have a mentoring path with NRNA or any organization you can help. We are able to help. We will be helping you.
Thank you so much, sir, for whatever you have done and whatever you will do in the future. I truly am grateful to you. And it is a bit ahead, but I would like to wish you a happy Diwali and wish you all success and success in the future in the US. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Biotechnology Society of Nepal. I know Naveen, who is a young president, who's been working hard. The whole team, the bunch of young scientists. I wish I could help you directly today, but don't get disillusioned. I think you have a great future. Your society has a great future, and this is a volunteer work. This is counted as your experience. You can write in CV that I was working in Biotechnology Society. That would later on you will see how it gives you a lot of weightage. This is a great experience as well for you, and you're doing great work in the society. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.